Welcome to the first in a series of lockdown lessons. In a world where virtual options have caused physical church attendance to appear less necessary, we find ourselves in a place where physical church attendance is currently not permitted, and a virtual option is very necessary, even essential. But whether it's physical or virtual, I want to explore today what it looks like for a person to engage with the church in a way that will lead to genuine spiritual growth. I remember showing this to our YF, or maybe it was our Sunday morning Bible class a while back, and having a laugh at how unrealistic and hilarious the very thought of this virtual church was. It's a clip by comedian John Christ. You may have heard of him. He's risen to fame over the past several years thanks to his keen ability to poke fun at the Christian subculture that he's been raised in. Despite causing some minor and mild offence, John Christ is incredibly popular in churches. In this clip, he demonstrates virtual reality church in a hilarious way as he mocks the convenience and ability to cater the worship experience around the user. While this idea at the time when I first watched it seemed very far-fetched, it has in some ways become our reality for now. The question raised in this clip is whether or not a person can participate in church without physically attending services. Has the definition of engagement changed when it comes to being part of the local church or the overall body of Christ? Enjoy the clip.
Tired of having to wake up, get dressed, and drive across town just to attend your favorite service? Introducing Virtual Reality Church. Start by choosing a church building that meets your needs. Tired of the stress of having to choose a Sunday morning outfit? Never make a fashion mistake again, because Virtual Reality Church will style you based on your denomination. Not a people person? Select the introvert experience to completely eliminate the welcome team, meet and greet time, connect cards, and that awkward hold hands with the person next to you thing we still do. Next, personalize your morning by choosing the worship experience that you want. Feeling a touch of white guilt? Add a minority worship leader. Custom options even let you tailor the skinniness of your worship leader's jeans. Finally, no more having to endure songs that you don't like. With Virtual Reality Church, you're in charge. For the sermon, choose the amount of conviction you like and we'll select a pastor for you. We'll even let you tailor your sermon topics so you'll never have to attend a Vision Sunday or a sermon series on giving. And never worry again about dozing off during the sermon. With Virtual Reality Church, you can sleep as long as you want. Kids being bad in nursery? Who cares? Worried about missing a football game? Enter your favorite team and we'll provide notifications when the game is starting. Never miss a kickoff again. Want to go forward for prayer? Well, if you selected a Pentecostal service, always stand in front of a mattress. Even connect your social media accounts and we'll post for you. Get credit for being super spiritual, all from the comfort of your couch. Finally, an option for people asking the question, how can I make Sunday morning even more about me? Virtual Reality Church, the future of church attendance.
What a clip. It's pretty hilarious. While John Christ is using his comedic talents in this video to entertain, the question of virtual church is an interesting discussion. Are the abounding online options that make church more accessible useful tools? Or is it necessary for a person to be physically present in a church for them to truly grow in their faith journey? Let me read to you from this following passage in Acts chapter 2, verses 42 to 47. It says this: They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe at the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favour of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. For me, engagement is the goal and not attendance. It's possible to attend something and not engage, like me at a rugby match. Sorry, rugby fans, I'm a football man. Or my dad at my primary school concert. Again, sorry, Dad, it was the best example I could think of. But you cannot engage in something if you don't show up. So, does attendance matter? Sure, it does, but only as it relates to engagement. In the passage I read from Acts 2, we see believers devoting themselves to teaching and fellowship. They broke bread, they ate together, they prayed together, they were together meeting daily. It wasn't just about showing up, but it was about what they did when they were present. Smartphones and other technology have put us in a position to consume content at an unprecedented pace. I'm sure you'd agree. Why we should consume teaching from a church, we should not do that without engaging in what we are being taught. It's very important. Worship is meant for us to participate as we respond to God for who He is and what He has done. Prayer requires us to be present with God and at times with others. Fellowship is literally impossible without being present with others. So, does this mean virtual options are bad? No, not at all. Besides being an incredible way to engage when you're sick, travelling, or otherwise unable to attend, like in our current situation, um, consider the accessibility of the church to outsiders, for want of a better word. The front door to a church is no longer a building where you get more handshakes than a groom at a wedding. The front door can be the virtual option, but the goal is always engagement. Let's be people who show up, whether that's online for now, in person when we can once again. But more importantly, let's be people who engage. Sure, God is present in your private space, but He is active and working in this world and inviting you and me into it to take the next steps in our faith. The goal isn't perfect attendance, but regular engagement. Just a few questions for us to ponder on the back of this. Question one: how do you personally grow spiritually? What spiritual disciplines are done alone and which ones need others involved? Question two: what would it look like for you to engage with God and the church the way the believers in Acts 2:42 to 47 did? So thanks for listening in on this lockdown lesson. Stay safe, stay social, and keep engaging in all that God lays before you.